Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a hot day in Northwest Montana for another edition of Pioneer League Baseball. My name is Scott Gladstone. I'm so excited to bring you another edition of the Marias matchup, the rivalry between the Missoula Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders, separated by about 2 hours of U.S. Highway 93. The two squads out here in western Montana prepare to go at it again on this Friday, July 29th. The Range Riders come in with a record of 3 wins and 6 losses in the second half, an overall record of 20 wins and 36 losses, while the Missoula Paddleheads are currently 5-4 in the second half and 41-16, the best overall record in the PBL this season. Let me go through the starting lineups real quick. I'm going to do it again when we start the game for those who tune in late, but I'll tell you what we have to look forward to for each side. Glacier, after the loss last night, tweaked their lineup a fair amount, and I'll talk about that loss last night in a second. Ben McConnell still leading off. Brent Broussard bats second, however, as Ryan Cash gets the day off, and Broussard also plays second base for the Range Riders. Sam Linscott bats third, Brody Wofford fourth, Miller fifth, Morris sixth. That's what we've seen the last 3 nights. Justin Mazzone will be the catcher tonight after giving Sims his first day off in a Range Rider uniform. Eddie Mccabe will bat 8th and play in left field, and Robbie Scott will round out the starting 9. He's going to be the shortstop tonight, and moving in there as Brent Broussard goes to second base. On the other side, it's Riley leading off, O'Connor batting second, Sparks batting third, Newman fourth, Gatewood fifth, CC 6th. Thompson bats 7th. Cameron Willman is the number 8 batter, and Jared Aitkins will play left field and bat 9th in the lineup. It's Palmer Wenzel, the funky sidewinder, that gets the start for the Missoula Paddleheads. And on the other side, Kevin Kyle, 2K, is the starting pitcher the second straight night. A Georgia Gwinnett man will run out on the mound for the home side Glacier Range Riders. Let's talk about the game last night. Maybe the Range Riders would prefer not to, but begrudgingly they'll have to. It was a 1-0 lead early for Missoula after a controversial call kept Cameron Willman on first base after he was originally called out. He ended up scoring, giving the Missoula Paddleheads a 1-0 lead. However, the Range Riders stormed back. A 112-mile-per-hour off-the-bat home run by Livingston Morris made it a tie 1-1 ball game. In the fourth, an RBI single from Dean Miller and Drew Sims. Both of them each made it 3-1. Then another home run by a Range Rider. This time it was Brody Wofford. Put one over the right field wall, made it 4-1. However, the defending champions stormed back. They ended up scoring 4 straight unanswered, taking a 5-4 lead going into the bottom of the 8th. Then it was Brody Wofford again, who hit a 430-foot bomb, his second of the night, to make it a 5-5 game. However, Missoula found a way to get 2 across in the top of the 9th, and that was all she wrote from Flathead Field. A 7-5 victory for the Missoula Paddleheads. Should be another great contest. I already mentioned the pitching matchup. Palmer Wenzel and Kevin Kyle, 2 guys that have shown flashes of brilliance and at the same time have struggled in different moments as well. So it should be interesting to see how those 2 are able to do. And I'll tell you more about them when we see him on the mound. For Palmer Wenzel, this is just his second start, and like I said, he has been great. The question, actually, this is his first start. He's come out of the bullpen twice. The question for him is, how long is he going to last? And as I say that, it's the end of my time to talk pregame. We are going to go to the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's blackness gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star Paradise fly. So gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare standing there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
The national anthem is sung, and we are just about ready for Range Rider Baseball, taking on the Missoula Paddleheads tonight in the 57th game of the year, the 26th home contest here at Flathead Field. A late start, but plenty of baseball in the month of July and August, and a little bit in September as well, for these home fans to envelop here in the Flathead Valley, the first ever professional baseball team in this part of the state of Montana. Then, of course, the Paddlehead's been around for a long time, so it is kind of the old guys versus the new guys. Let's talk about the guy on the mound, Kevin Kyle. Just finished up his collegiate career at Georgia Gwinnett College out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Started his collegiate career at San Joaquin Delta College in Stockton, California. Then attended San Jose State University. In 2020, had 4 starts in the COVID-shortened season for the Spartans, an 0-2 record, a 4.82 ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched, and 15 strikeouts to 11 walks. And then there is where he made the transfer to NAIA powerhouse Georgia Gwinnett. Had 2 seasons as a Grizzly and never lost a game in Lawrenceville, Georgia. A total of a 15-0 record between those 2 seasons. And in 2022, coming out of the pen twice and starting 9 games, so that's 11 total appearances and 52 innings pitched, he had a 1.38 ERA with 65 strikeouts and 12 walks. Not only that, his walks and hits per innings pitched at Georgia Gwinnett this past season, under 0.942 for Kevin Kyle. He's originally from California. Kevin Kyle is 2K, as he's known to some, Elk Grove, California. This is his rookie season, and thus far he has an 0-2 record, an 8.47 ERA, 3 starts, 6 total appearances in 17 total innings pitched, 19 strikeouts to 10 walks. Originally, he was kind of slated into the rotation as maybe more of an opener role, as he started as a range rider, expected to come out of the bullpen. But, of course, things change, and less of an opener now and more of a solidified starter. Pitch number 1, we are underway with a ball low. Count goes to 1-0, 7:03, and I mentioned on the top of the broadcast, a hot day here in the Flathead Valley. 93 degrees as that one is popped up into the air and foul. Count is 1-1 for the leadoff batter, Brandon Riley. Riley leads off. Batting second is O'Connor. Sparks third. The middle 3 are Newman, Gatewood, and Nick Cece. The bottom 3 are Thompson, Cameron Willman, and Jared Aitkins. That one misses. Count goes to 2-1. Riley sees that one, puts it up the middle, over to short, where Robbie Scott gets his first attempt, and it's going to be just a little bit late over to first. Legs out an infield single. I think we had a double pump from Robbie Scott there, and that might have been the difference between out and safe, as he was just getting his barometer on a little bit, and call it an infield single to lead off the contest for Brandon Riley. That's a good segue into the defense. Justin Mazzone is behind the plate. Dean Miller over at third. Robbie Scott Over at shortstop, Brent Broussard is the second baseman. Brody Wofford plays first base for the Range Riders. And in the outfield from left to right, it's Eddie Mccabe, Ben McConnell, and Sam Linscott. Called strike to start off the at-bat for McLean O'Connor. O'Connor originally from the state of Nevada, and he finished up his collegiate career with the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. Pickoff attempt over to first. Brody Wofford will not apply a tag. Kevin Kyle, his only experience against wood bats post-high school was in, as this one is a high pop-up to shallow right field. Sam Linscott coming over. He's going to make the catch. He lost his hat there, so a little bit testy, but all good. And one away in the top of the first. Like I was saying, the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League is the only time, at least according to the stats that I have, that Kevin Kyle faced off against the Wood Bats. And in that season with the St. Clair Green Giants, Kevin Kyle, a 1-0 record, a 5.25 ERA, 5 saves for him as he was mostly used as a closer. First pitch misses high. Count goes to 1-0. One of the fairly concerning stats for him in the early part of the season, as he has had some really quality starts. That one misses low. Now he's behind 2-0. He had 12 walks all year at Georgia Gwinnett. He already has 10 this season for the Glacier Range Riders. And his 12 walks this spring was in contrast to 65 strikeouts. This is a hard swing, but it goes foul. Bounces off the Range Riders dugout. Count goes to 2-1 for Lamar Sparks. Lamar Sparks, probably not too bothered by the hot weather. He's a Texas native out of Katy, Texas. 2-1 coming in. Another foul ball. We go to 2-2. One out. Pitch coming in to Lamar Sparks with Brandon Riley on first here in the top of the first. No, we're going to get a pickoff attempt over to first base before we see. As you can see, the sun's still on the pitcher's mound, usually by the top of the second. That sun has gone behind my press box enough as we get a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Lamar Sparks, has 2 away in the top of the first. A key so big, and it's a key that's something that Ryan Cash mentioned when he did the interview for me a couple nights ago, but a key at home so big of being able to get a shutout in the top of the first. The Range Riders have not done that with the majority of their home games this season, but trying to throw a blank out there, that has been something that really has been a focal point for the second half of the season. They did it in the first 2 games this series, and they won those first 2 games. They did not do it last night, and they ended up losing. I'm just saying. Jason Newman now will swing on the first pitch. It's a foul. Newman got the night off for the most part last night. Did come in a pinch-hitting situation and struck out. Didn't matter, though, as even after his strikeout, the Paddleheads rallied and were able to put a few runs across that inning en route to their comeback victory over the Range Riders. 0-1 coming in now to Newman. Leads the league in home runs. And he swings and misses at that one. Count goes to 0-2. Newman has a tendency to swing at high pitches. And the Range Riders have taken advantage of that the last couple of games. He is 0 for 10 this series. Trying to break that up right here. Swung on and missed. Kevin Kyle, an infield single against him. But he is able to strike out the final 2 batters. A blank in the top of the first. We head to the bottom half. We'll see the Range Riders up to bat for the first time today. Back here in the bottom of the first, the man on the mound for the Missoula Paddleheads, it's number 13, Palmer Wenzel, a former Longhorn, as he played across the University of Texas system. First pitch is outside from the sidewinder. You'll notice that funky sidearm that he's got going. His record for Missoula this year is perfect, 1-0 in 2 appearances. This is his first start, a 1.69 ERA in 5 1/3 innings pitched. That one misses the zone. Count goes to 2-0. He actually started this season in the Houston Astros minor league organization, where he pitched for both Asheville and Fayetteville in high A and A, respectively. 2-0 pitch coming in, a big swing and a miss from Ben McConnell. Count goes to 2-1. Funny enough, the Range Riders' only MLB organization signing to this point was signed by the Astros. So in a way, when they cut Palmer loose, it kind of helped make room for Logan Van Wy, who is down in Florida right now playing with the Astros minor league organization. This is swung on, a foul back. Count goes to 3-2. Real quick, I'll go over the Range Riders starting lineup again before I tell you a little bit more about Palmer. McConnell leads off. Broussard bats second. Linscott third. Wofford fourth. Miller fifth. Morris sixth. The bottom three are Mazzone, Mccabe, and Robbie Scott. This one's laced up the middle. A base hit for Ben McConnell. He's looking for second. Oh, he was digging in, really considering it, but he ends up holding up, as it'll be a base hit to start off the ball game for Ben McConnell. Up comes the other half of the speedy duo that's been with the Range Riders since day one. It's Brent Broussard stepping in. Defensive alignment for the Missoula Paddleheads. It's Cece behind the plate. He makes his first start behind the plate since the Tuesday night loss for the Paddleheads. Thompson is over at third. Willman's the shortstop. O'Connor plays second. Newman is the first baseman, who just received that pickoff from his pitcher, Palmer Wenzel. Aitkins is in left field. Brandon Riley's the center fielder, and Lamar Sparks plays in right field. Greenwald notably getting the night off tonight, at least for now. A sidewinder popped right into the zone, going over to the analytics booth right next to me. The registers all the numbers. Looked like he was topping out in his warm-ups at about 88 miles per hour. That's what we saw his final pitch come in as. Me and Quentin Longry, who is currently on the IL and doing the analytics tonight. Funny enough, Quentin played for the Missoula Paddleheads to start the season, so he knows a lot of these guys, but he never matched up with Palmer Wenzel. They never overlapped in their time as we get another pickoff attempt. Palmer Wenzel not about to let Ben McConnell steal second easy on him. The 0-1 coming in. Ben McConnell's running. This one's squibbed forward. Called off, and this one is thrown high to first base, but Newman goes up and gets it. And it will be out at first, but the runner will advance on a swinging bunt there, essentially by Brent Broussard. Almost beat that one out. CC came out of his crouch quickly enough and made a good play on it, though. McConnell gets to second. Wouldn't have probably been thrown out anyway if he wasn't running on the pitch, but hit and run works out as you would hope, at least. 0-0 is swung on and missed. Makes it 0-1. One out here, bottom of the first inning. Jeez. A little bit more about Palmer Wenzel. He started his career as a road runner at UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio. Spent 3 years in the CUSA conference pitching for them road runners. Finds the strike zone there, and as kind of off balance and funky as that delivery is, it did the trick when he pitched at UTSA. Came out of the pen in all but 2 of his 35 games played at UTSA, but only lost 2 games and had 9 wins. This one will miss low off the shoe tops. Count goes to 1-2 with 1 out. The runner on second is Ben McConnell. Had 4 saves as well, and then he transferred to play the 2021 season for the biggest dogs in the University of Texas system. The team that is recognized as the University of Texas, the Longhorns in Austin, and their powerhouse baseball program that they have in Texas's capital. Palmer Wenzel. Of course, if it wasn't obvious with all that Texas in his schooling, he is a Texas native. McKinney, Texas is where he calls home. 2-2 as Wenzel gets the sign. Runner's going. This one's popped up. Runner's going to need to go back. The catcher, CC, will catch it in fair territory. As that one put him in the washing machine, but he comes up with it. And the pop out to the catcher is good for out number 2. Up comes Brody Wofford. What a night for him last night. In the loss, he had 2 home runs, including a 430-foot bomb that tied up the game in the bottom of the 8th inning. It was in that losing effort, though, with 2 runs coming across in the top of the 9th. This one hit. It's going to get through. Green light for Ben McConnell. He's going to score a base hit and an RBI for Brody Wofford. First pitch swinging, first pitch scoring. Brody Wofford continues his hot streak and makes it 1-0 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. Ben McConnell, as soon as that one went by the shortstop, it was easy money for the speedy Texan to make his way home. Up comes Dean Miller. Called strike. Count goes to 0-1 on Miller. Oh-1 with 2 outs and a runner on first. Swung on and fouled away, and Miller lost his forearm guard there, I believe. Elbow guard. covers and guards part of the forearm as well. After finishing up his career at UT Austin, Palmer Wenzel was a key player for the Missoula Paddleheads last season in their route to the Pioneer League Championship. Mostly a bullpen player, but came on to start 3 times. That one misses. Count goes to 1-2 with 2 outs. He had 28 strikeouts to 24 walks. So the free passes can be a little bit of a question mark for him. Speaking of, that one misses way outside. Good stretch from CeCe to shoot over and grab that one. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on first. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the first in this 1-0 game, courtesy of a Brody Wofford RBI single. Dean Miller at the plate versus Palmer Wenzel, pitch number 19 of this inning. Swing and a miss. Comes up empty, but it is an RBI single from Brody Wofford. That makes the difference in inning number 1. 1-0, the Jammer Jersey Range Riders lead. We head to the second.
Gatewood.
We're back here. We're in the top of the second inning. It is 1-0 in favor of the hometown Glacier Range Riders, and Nick Gatewood steps up to the plate. Just going to remind you, fans, every home run hit here at Flathead Field by your Glacier Range Riders, Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty will be making donation to a local charity. For this homestand, Hidden Homes Montana has chosen Glacier National Park Conservancy as their charity of choice. First pitch misses low and away to Gatewood. That one also misses. Count goes to 2-0 for Kevin Kyle versus the designated hitter, Nick Gatewood. This one is lashed foul. Count goes to 2-1. We should note that Robbie Scott has moved over to second base and Brent Broussard has moved back to shortstop. Obviously no change in the lineup, but just a defensive switch there of the middle infielders. Misses off the plate. Count goes to 2-1. Excuse me, 3-1 coming in. This one's powered out to right field. Linscott, all he can do is watch it soar. A home run from Nick Gatewood has made it a tie game in one swing of the bat. That one was powered over the right field fence. You knew it off the bat. It is 1-1 now between the Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. Mccabe steps up now, and this series has seen a ton of home runs in a park that, with a small sample size, a few PBL roundup shows ago, was deemed to be one of the more pitcher-friendly parks in the league. Not so much, as a breaking ball there misses low. Count goes to 1-0. One also misses. Now it's 2-0 as Kyle responds to allowing the home run with 2 straight balls. The same way he started his at-bat versus Gatewood, not getting those calls in the lower part of the zone and then being forced to try and put one in there. Check swing. Home plate umpire says that he went. Call it a swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1. Speaking of getting the calls at the plate, Mike Kiger is the home plate umpire. Kelly Atkinson is over at first base, and Brandon Snyder is the third base umpire. That's our crew tonight. And a 2-1 will be preparing to come in now from Kevin Kyle. This one is yammed to left field, but it's foul down the left field line. Two. No outs here. Base is empty. Top of the second. A 1-1 game between the Missoula Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. Pitch coming in. It's a swing and a miss, and it's strike 3. Tough to strike out, but good reaction there from CC, who was surprised at himself that he let that one slip and then made sure to apologize to the fans sitting in front row. They got their feet up on the concrete wall in front of him. And quite shocking to see a bat coming at you there. Of course, the net in the way, but there's a little give there. It's a strikeout. That's the bottom line. 1 out now. And this one is popped up in the air. And it will fall right in front of me and right into the seat. And it falls right behind. Oh, a woman was sitting there, and she kind of just set up and shielded herself, and it just plopped right on the seat behind her. So you just reach back and grabbed it out. That's a way you don't have to risk putting your hands out there to try and catch it, and you still get a souvenir. This one is another pop-up, another one heading this way. It will fall and bounce once before a kid in jammer red shorts ends up with it to another ovation from the crowd. There's just something about being at a baseball game. Half the fun is when those foul balls get up for grabs. The bottom line is an 0-2 count with 1 out to Cameron Thompson, who's up at the plate right now. Swung on a foul ball, and that one took a piece off the home plate umpire. Justin Mazzone immediately goes to him to make sure he's okay. Yeah, 2 pop fly foul balls, and that one a rocket right back at Mike Kiger. In the same way when a catcher takes a knock and the umpire takes a little extended time to allow the catcher to walk it off, the catcher usually does vice versa when he sees the umpire take one. Both of those jobs are very dangerous behind home plate, but both of those people that do that job usually pretty dang tough back there. The 0-2. Breaking ball misses off the plate. Count goes 1-2. Willman is also due up in this inning. We're guaranteed to see him no matter what happens to Cameron Thompson here. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh. Mazzone thought he got strike 3. Mike Kiger disagreed. It is a ball inside. Count goes to 2-2. 1-1 is our score here. A solo home run by Nick Gatewood and an RBI single from Brody Wofford make up each of the runs scored. 2-2 coming in. Kevin Kyle kicks, fires, breaker off the plate. We go full. 3-2 is swung on. It's another pop-up. It's also foul. And Eric Moore, the general manager for the Glacier Range Riders, comes up with it after it bounces around. And, of course, he gives it up there to a fan looking for a souvenir. That's vintage Eric Moore there, who turned 50 a few days ago on Monday, actually. The general manager for the Glacier Range Riders, Eric Moore, turns 50. If you know him, wish him a happy birthday. Another foul ball. This one is tanked. And no fan will end up with that. No general manager will end up with that. Three-two coming in. One out. Bases empty here. Top of the second. I think Cameron Thompson might have broke his bat or something there. He wasn't looking down, and next thing I knew, he was in the dugout getting something. Yeah, I think it is a broken bat, as Michael Schlack, the manager, now is holding that bat and passing it off to one of the bench players to inspect the damage. 3-2, one out. Fired in and misses low. It will be a walk, and a walk is the opposite of a pitcher's best friend. The first of the game for either side. A quote from Brian Bannister that he said on June 24th, 2008. He said, "I like walks about as much as I like high gas prices." And Brian Bannister, if you didn't know, was, of course, a pitcher. Clearly, his opinions on walks are not very high. Have to agree with him sometimes. They extend games. I want to see a guy either hit or not hit. But Thompson, plenty happy with the walk to first base. He will take it. Count goes to 1-0 as that one misses inside off the shoe tops to Cameron Willman, excuse me. This one's popped up. It's going to be another foul ball. Out of play and into the rocks area over near that Missoula Paddleheads bullpen. Yet to be opened over on the rocks, but it's coming shortly. The second layer just had grass put in. It looks beautiful over there. The sprinklers were running all day, and every time I was walking by, I would make sure to get some of that sprinkler water on me as it was hot out. This pitch misses high. Count goes to 2-1. One out, runner on first is Cameron Thompson. Cameron Willman to receive. He belts it to center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. That is the first ball that ended up in the outfield, I believe, as we had one that went over the outfield for a home run earlier this inning, and then the infield single, and then there's one that actually just heads toward the outfield as all the other outs were I guess we had a pop out to shallow right field, so take it all back. Runners on first and second with one out and a pop out foul. Pop up foul. It was not an out. Count goes to 0-1 as Kevin Kyle gets ahead of Jared Aitkins, rounding out the batting order for the Missoula Paddleheads. Lots of speed batting in that second leadoff spot for Aitkins, the lefty. Misses low. Count goes to 1-1. One out. Willman on first. On second is Cameron Thompson. He had a long at-bat to the tune of 4 different foul balls, each one pretty much more exciting than the last. The 1-1. A called strike. Pitch number 40 for Kevin Kyle coming in. His first start, he was originally slated to just go 3 innings. His next start was supposed to be 3 innings again, but he actually pushed it to 4 innings. And then his most recent start was even better than that, as that one misses up high. Count is now 2-2. Let me pull it up to tell you the exact line that Kevin Kyle had in his most recent appearance. It was 6 innings and 2 earned runs against him. That was in the 7-3 loss against the Idaho Falls Chuckers that the game kind of got funky at the end, and the Ranger Riders came up short. That was on Saturday night against Idaho Falls. We got a full count with 1 out. Runners on first and second. A huge at-bat for Aitkins. A ball loads the bases. A strike puts 2 outs on the scoreboard here in the top of the second. The pitch goes high. Ball 4. And for Kevin Kiley, that is his second Annie Oakley of the inning. Up comes Brandon Riley, 1 for 1 today. He had that infield single. We're going to see Mike Spears lead off. And while he does that, I'll explain what I just said. Called a walk an Annie Oakley there. And if you don't know where that comes from, a walk being called an Annie Oakley, it's a free pass to first base. And a free pass is a ticket to a baseball game, and that was shown in the early days of the 20th century by having holes punched in it. The American League president, Ban Johnson, looked at a ticket that was a free pass to a baseball game and said aloud that it looked like the playing cards that Annie Oakley famously shot holes through in her act. And so somehow that progression from free pass, hole punch, early 20th century, Annie Oakley has come to some to have a walk be known as an Annie Oakley. There is your baseball history lesson of the day. But Kevin Kyle right now not too happy with the Annie Oakleys in this inning. That has put Thompson, who is now on third, and Aitkins at first on. A 1-out bases loaded jam here in this 1-1 contest. Already a solo home run against him, and Brandon Riley prepares to see the 0-0. Swung on, first pitch, another foul ball. These paddleheads have been fouling a ton off, getting under the pitches from Kevin Kyle, fouling him up into the air, and just waiting for one that they can work into the outfield like the man on second, Willman, did, or just waiting for ball 4. The 0-1 with 1 out. Misses off the plate. Infield at double play depth right now. More than happy to just take 2. However, lots of speed from Brandon Riley. You saw that when he reached on the infield single to lead off the game. The 1-1 pitch coming in the 1-1 contest. Swung on, another foul ball. That a paddlehead gets up and under. This one is just back into the netting, though. Count is 1-2 now, as a strikeout would be huge for 2K. Kevin Kyle. Waiting patiently for Brandon Riley to get back into the box, and he does. Another foul ball. Carbon copy of the last one. Just skipped off the top of the back and into the back netting, and I'm sure frustrating to both the pitcher, Kevin Kyle, and his catcher, Justin Mazzone, who's trying to call that punch-out pitch and get his hurler one step closer to getting out of the jam. 1-2 with 1 out, bases loaded here, top of the second, a 1-1 game. Called strike 3. Just staring at the spot was Brandon Riley. Not loving the call there, but all he can do is make the walk to the dugout, and with 2 outs, McLean O'Connor now has the clutch situation. Oh coming in, bases loaded, 2 outs. The first pitch is a called strike. Not as emphatic on the the auditory strike there. Just a slow point from Mike Kiger. 0-1 coming in now from Kevin Kyle to McLean O'Connor, who is 0 for 1 today. Breaking ball hit over to third, fielded by Miller. He'll throw across the diamond, and a stretch up top by Wofford. A little nerve-inducing, but out of the bases-loaded 1-out jam, we head to the bottom of the second. A solo home run by Nick Gatewood evens up this contest at 1 apiece. Up comes Livingston Morris to lead off the bottom of the second after a long top of the inning. Led off with a Gatewood home run, and then the bases were stuffed for both Brandon Riley and McLean O'Connor. Neither of them could cash in. That one hits the strike zone. Count goes to 0-1. That was, I don't think it came through on the broadcast, just how funny that look that Livingston Morris just gave our home plate umpire was. It wasn't, absurdly angry. It was just I don't even know how to describe it. He just kind of stared at him with a type look. If you could read that, if you're feeling me there. 0-2. Misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-2 for Livingston Morris. A home run last night that went 112 miles per hour off of his bat. 1-2. That one misses. Count goes now to 2-2. And that's something that actually the broadcaster for the Missoula Paddleheads, Jeff Safford, he mentioned to me. He said, you know how fast that one was off the bat? As speaking of bats, this one flies out of the hands of Livingston Morris, and it's a second strikeout on a Slipped bat. I don't know why that's happening. There's no rain in the air. Clearly, it is very hot, and the danger is not moisture from the sky. I think it's more moisture from the hands and the skin, perspiration, sweat. But Livingston Morris was wearing batting gloves, so maybe he just had a little sweat come on his batting gloves or something like that, or there's something that worked out where the bat has been slipping out of some hands here. Sam Linscott, it happened to him last night, and I've never seen that happen to him. So, yeah. 1-0 into Justin Mazzone. 1 out, bases empty. This one's a high pop-up, going to be out of play and out of possibility for a souvenir. Count goes to 1-1. What I was saying with Jeff Safford, he asked me, he said, "Do you know what that was?" And I said, told 112, and he said the coaches for Missoula asked about it because they could tell in the dugout. They all stopped what they were doing and stared when they heard that one crack against the lumber of Livingston Morris. You could tell it was up near 110 plus, and it was 112 miles per hour. An absolute cannon. As we get a swing and a miss from Mazzone, count goes to 2-2. Two, 1 out, base is empty for Justin Mazzone, getting his first start in this series, and he's going to get himself a base hit. Hit that one over near first base. Jason Newman opted to try and grab it while he was still upright instead of trying to lay out and keep it in front of him that way. And it's a base hit from Justin Mazzone as it got all the way through into right field. Palmer Wenzel about to throw pitch number 32. Eddie Mccabe batting in the 8 spot. First pitch misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-0. A big secondary lead is what we're seeing from Justin Mazzone over there at first. It's right next to Jason Newman, who is quite a bit bigger than him over there. This pitch comes in, a swing and a miss, and then the pick down. I mentioned that secondary lead. He was gambling with it the first time. CC recognized it, and that time he flung it over to first to try and see if he could catch Mazzone with too big of a secondary lead. It was just a little bit late. And again, a swing and a miss. And again, a look down to first. No throw from CC, who he keeps staring down there. This, of course, has become a rivalry in the early going between the Range Riders and the Paddleheads. They play each other over 20 times this season, as this one's up into the air, but the third baseman will come over and make the catch. Cameron Thompson gets out number 2 on the pop out. Up comes Robbie Scott. Started this game, played an inning at shortstop, then moved over to second base. Now we'll have a chance with 2 outs and a runner on first in Justin Mazzone. Pickoff attempt over to first. In safely is Justin Mazzone. Base hit for Mazzone. On the season, he's batting .274. Going to go up a little bit because of that. That first pitch in to Robbie Scott misses high. Count is 1-0. Two outs here, runner on first, bottom of the second. A 1-1 game between the Missoula Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. A swing and a miss there as Scott comes up empty. Count goes to 1-1 now. I mentioned a rivalry here. I call it the Marias matchup. Some people call it the Battle at 93. You can call it whatever you want. It's the Paddleheads and the Range Riders here on a Friday night. Way off the plate. Good snag by CC. Count goes to 2-1. the all-time series between these two. 4 wins for the Range Riders, 8 wins for the Paddleheads, including a 6-game sweep that they had over the Range Riders. That's a big reason for that 4-8 lead. And this one is hit, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop out of the air. Cameron Willman, what a play from him. And I think you got a tip of the cap from the batter, Robbie Scott, who robbed of a hit, but you got to give a guy credit where credit is due. Robs Robbie Scott of a hit, and we head to the third, still 1-1 between the Paddleheads and the Range Riders. Back here, we're in the top of the third inning. It is a lead for no one. A 1-1 contest here between the Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. Already mentioned the rivalry that is afoot here at Glacier. The series is led slimly by Missoula by the tune of 5 wins for the Paddleheads and 4 for the Glacier Range Riders. It was a rubber match last night, and tonight we'll see if the Range Riders can even things up here at Flathead Field. First pitch is powered by Lamar Sparks, but into that deep center field area, and the count will be reset for the new batter as it's a simple fly out to center field for Ben McConnell. Of course, it goes all the way to 406 feet in center field here, as you might see the outline of Montana surrounding the 406 numerals out there in center field. If you don't know, if you're from out of state, maybe a parent or somebody watching at home, the area code for the entire state of Montana is 406. Every single person that has their cell phone number in Montana starts with 406, and thus a huge signifier. Why do you choose to have the outfield go that deep? Well, to represent this great state in one of the numerous ways that you see the crew at Ridge Run Baseball have done with this field. 2-0 as that one misses. Swung on, foul ball. Hit weakly towards the Range Riders dugout. Jason Newman has... it's hard to even understand what he's done up into this point this season. It's almost harder to understand what he's done in this series. He's been flummoxed by the Range Riders pitching staff, and right now trying to reach via a free pass. If he can do that, he's up 3-1, And you got to be very careful with what you throw him here. Said that he didn't go, said the first base umpire. And he will reach on a walk. Few fans disagree. And now Nick Gatewood, who's 1 for 1 with a home run, will step up to the plate. Led off last inning with a boom shot over the right field fence. That's a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Nick Gatewood on the team. Leads this Paddlehead squad in at-bats. 9 more than Cameron Thompson. Jason Newman spent some time on the IL, so as this one's hit over and almost a double play, but just a little bit too slow of a roller to Dean Miller, but gets the 5-4 fielder's choice and good for out number 2. I was saying Jason Newman spent some time on the IL, so that's the reason why he's not on top. He's 5th on the team with 206 at-bats. And even though Newman is now off the base paths, it is worth a mention that that was his first time reaching base in this series, and we're in Game 4. He still is hitless to the tune of 0 for 9 coming in with 4 strikeouts. Now he's 0 for 10 with a walk and 4 strikeouts. That is just unheard of because Newman, he can easily be called the best player in this league. Misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-1. 2 outs here. Top of the 3rd inning. Kevin Kyle about to throw pitch number 60. No action going in the Range Riders bullpen. Only 1 run across on Kevin Kyle, but definitely not working at the efficiency that he'd like. One comes in. Misses low out of his crouch. And up to grab it is Mazzone. He's going to ask for a new ball. Good hustle on that last play from Gatewood, who recognized he had a slow squibber down to third base and knew the chance to beat it out was there and was able to do that. 2-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Pitch coming in from Kyle to CC. Swung on a high fly ball. Backing up is the left fielder Mccabe. He goes to the warning track and has to scramble around quite a bit to navigate that one as it got up there in the wind, and it took it for a journey, but it ended up in the glove of the left fielder, Eddie Mccabe. Nobody across, just a walk. Breaks up a possible 1-2-3 inning. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 3rd. Still 1-1. Back here in the bottom of the third, it is Ben McConnell to lead off. We'll see 1, 2, 3, McConnell, Broussard, and Sam Linscott. First pitch is swung on. It's a foul ball that actually popped off the ground and up and into the face of Ben McConnell. I think he's okay, though. Wake you up. Might have just hit off the cap part of that batting helmet. The Range Riders, of course, in their Friday Jammer Jersey Reds. As that one is cracked foul. Count goes to 0-2. Jammer jerseys, for those Missoula fans or parents or anybody else that doesn't know, Jammer jerseys pay homage to the Jammer buses that still go around Glacier National Park giving tours. They were the first tour buses in Glacier, and if you look them up, look up Jammer buses, you'll see the famous red there as this is hit over, and it's going to be foul. Close for Thompson to maybe make a play on, but not able to do so. Jammer buses take tourists over going to the Sun Road, which is one of, if not the most spectacular roadways in the world. 0-2 coming in. Swung on, it's a foul ball. McConnell stays alive. Palmer Wenzel, I don't have him down for any summer league stats throughout his 4-season career at UTSA as well as Texas. He is from San Antonio, Texas originally. That one will miss, so it'll hit high. It'll hit the top of the strike zone, a called strike 3. And McConnell fights off a few with a foul ball, but eventually gets the punch-out pitch against him. And one gone in the bottom of the third. Up comes Brant Broussard. Earlier this season, in his stats with the Houston Astros 2 affiliates in High A and A, Asheville and Fayetteville, as that is a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. It was a 1-1 record for Palmer Wenzel. He had an 8.13 ERA in 22 total appearances, no starts. He did finish 11 games. He had 3 saves, as this one's hit to second base, fielded by O'Connor. He'll flip to first quickly for out number 2. And also for the Tourists and the Woodpeckers, 20 strikeouts to 25 walks, so control was an issue for Palmer Wenzel in his time with the Astros. 2 gone now here in the bottom of the third. Sam Linscott steps up. He's 0 for 1. Popped up right over home plate. And a ball that was eventually caught by the catcher, Nick Cece. First pitch misses outside. Count goes to 1-0. Another ball misses. Now it's 2-0. Wenzel is 25 years old, 6'1", 195 pounds, and you've seen a plenty that funky sidearm right-handed delivery. Foul ball makes it 2-1. Another foul ball. Count is now 2-2. As that was a beautiful catch by somebody who gets a good ovation from the crowd. And that sparks some life into a dormant inning thus far. 2-2, 2 outs, bases empty for Sam Linscott. Misses, we go full. 3-2, 2 outs. Brody Wofford, who has been red hot in the past game and a half, he stands on deck. Also to note, before going to UTSA, I should say that Palmer Wenzel did spend 2 seasons at McLennan Community College. That one will miss inside, and it'll be ball 4 for Sam Linscott. Up comes Brody Wofford. Wofford, 2 home runs last night, an RBI single today. And that's the reason why his bat has been the same color as his jersey, red hot. That was a stretch, and I apologize as soon as I said it. Ugh, rough day. It is hot outside. Currently, we're clocking in at 90 degrees, so it went down a little bit from 92 degrees, which is the first pitch temperature. And the first pitch of the at-bat to Wofford misses low and in. 1-0, 2 outs. On first is Sam Linscott. Dean Miller waits on deck. In the hole is Livingston Morris. Pickoff attempt over to first. Unsuccessful. Runner is going. A great jump and easy into second for Sam Linscott. I believe it was a ball. Count goes to 2-0. And a successful steal puts Linscott in scoring position. Brody Wofford, another RBI opportunity. Actually, it was a strike. So make it a 1-1 count with 2 outs for Wofford. The Rome, Georgia native. Used to playing in heat like this in the summer, but a lot more humidity down there in Georgia. Swings and fouls it back. Count goes to 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on second here in the bottom of the third inning. The 1-2 coming in to Brody Wofford. Everybody will reset. Linscott on second. Plenty of speed for him. You saw it on the steal. The pitch from Palmer Wenzel. Misses low. Just off the shoe tops. Count goes to 2-2. Brody Wofford went all over the place. Mostly in the southeast. Well, all in the southeast for his collegiate career. Went from LSU to University of Central Florida to Georgia Gwinnett. This one's hit to right center field, but it's going to have not enough carry on it. A deep run from Riley, and he makes the snag for out number 3. The runner is stranded on second. We're still tied at 1 apiece as we head to the 4th inning of play. Here in the top of the fourth inning, it is 1-1 between the Missoula Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. Up comes Cameron Thompson. He leads off this inning. We're also going to see Willman and Aitkins. 7-8-9. First pitch, a called ball. Count goes to 1-0. 61 pitches through the first 3 innings of work for Kevin Kyle. Just a hair over 20 an inning. 20.33333 to infinity, to be exact. Swing and a miss there, makes it 1-1. The 1-1 comes in. It's hit to second. Fielded by Scott off the ground. And a double pump and a throw is into first base in time for out number 1. Cameron Willman steps up. I already mentioned last night that he finished up his collegiate career this spring at the University of New Mexico, but he started as a Wildcat. Did Cameron Willman, as he sees a strike there, the Bakersfield, California native. Originally played his college ball at Kansas State University in Manhattan, the Little Apple. An 0-2 will come into him as Kevin Kyle's working pretty quickly here. And that one misses inside. Count goes to 1-2. He actually played for the last non-professional team in Amarillo, Texas, as he played for the Amarillo Sod Squad in 2020. This one's hit into center field. Going to get down for a base hit from Cameron Willman. And pretty similar to his last one. A well-hit ball into center field. Goes down as a base hit. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He's played well this series. Jared Aitkins comes up now. He earned himself a walk in his first plate appearance. First pitch will come in here to Jared Aitkins. Swung on, hit to short. The field, the throw for 1, the throw for 2, not in time. That one was almost hit too quickly where Robbie Scott had to speed up his run to second, and it didn't really look kind of that casual 6-4-3 double play. So Aitkins beats it out, and it's just a fielder's choice for out number 2. Up comes Brandon Riley now. Riley had a chance with the bases loaded his last time up and came up empty with a strikeout looking on a call he disagreed with. Aitkins is running. The throw from Mazzone, and it will be safe over at second. Just in the nick of time. And he came off the bag right after it, but Brent Broussard didn't stick that tag on him. And so it goes down as a safe play. That might have been a hit and run as we got a swing and a miss from Brandon Riley. So the count is 0-1, but Riley now has a runner in scoring position trying to make up for that strikeout with the bases loaded he had last time up. The 0-1 coming in. Misses low. Count goes to 1-1. That one misses off the plate. Count goes 2-2. Or 2-1, excuse me. 2-1. 2 outs, runner on second. And Brandon Riley, who is 1 for 2, stands at the plate. Aitkins, plenty of speed. He's on second. Swung on to left field. Mccabe backs up and makes the catch on the run. Another great catch from Eddie Mccabe in left field to end the inning. It's still 1-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Back here, we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. It is Dean Miller leading off. We're also guaranteed to see Livingston Morris as well as Justin Mazzone. The hits right now, 4-3 in favor of Missoula. The score tied at 1 apiece between the Paddleheads and the Range Riders. An RBI single from Brody Wofford and a solo home run by Nick Gatewood is the difference for each. Sorry about that. We've been having some audio difficulties the past couple nights, but I'll tell you what you missed. You missed a base hit from Livingston Morris. He cracked it up and over the second baseman's head, and he reaches first. And that one, I'm sorry you missed the audio because you could tell as I was looking down and fixing the audio problems. Wow. He just hammered it, and it worked out perfectly for a base hit right over McLean O'Connor's head and into right center field. So now with one out, Justin Mazzone steps up. He's 1 for 1 today. Now the hits and the runs are both even in this contest, 1-4 for both sides. This one's swinging. The over to third, the throw for one, not in time to throw over to first. No throw for McLean O'Connor. Just going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Up comes Eddie Mccabe. He's got a runner on first now with 2 outs. Mccabe, originally from the East Coast. Family likely back home in Connecticut watching this one. Only 10:22. out on the East Coast at this point. Just some late night. Mentioned ice cream in the stadium earlier. Maybe they got some ice cream out, having some dessert baseball in the Mccabe household. The 1-0 pitch coming into Eddie. Swings on it. It's going to be in the gap in right center field. Mazzone rounds and now will be stuck at second base, and he took too big of a turn. He got thrown out. A great play, a 9-6 throw out of Justin Mazzone there. And that will be the third out of this inning. A couple base hits in the frame, but not enough to put a run across. We're still at 1 apiece. We head to the 5th. First pitch coming into McLean O'Connor here from Kevin Kyle is swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-1 as we start the 5th inning of play here. McLean O'Connor out of the UC Santa Barbara prepares to receive the 0-1. Misses inside. Count goes 1-1. And that one hits the zone, and count goes to 1-2. Swung on and missed. And Kevin Kyle here to start off the top of the 5th. Gets a K under his belt. His stats right now, 4 1/3 innings pitched. 4 hits, 1 earned run against him just on that solo home run. He does have 3 walks, but 5 strikeouts to his name, that being his 5th. Wenzel on the other side has 3 strikeouts to 1 walk. Both of them, 1 earned run against. First pitch was a ball. Count goes to 1-0. That one is ripped into left field. The 5th base hit of the game by the Missoula Paddleheads will put Lamar Sparks on first base with a single. Pitch number 80 coming in right now from Kevin Kyle and Jason Newman, who is 0 for 11 in this series with a walk. Steps in. to correct that. He's 0 for 10. I got ahead of myself. Maybe after this bat, he'll be 0 for 11. But as soon as I say that, he's going to hit a home run. So count is 1-0, 1 out against him. Kevin Kyle, likely his last inning of work. He might even be taken out before being able to finish this inning. Depends on what happens in an at-bat like this. Pickoff attempt over to first. Lamar Sparks back in. No tag applied by Brody Wofford. Count is 1-0, 1 out to the big right-hander Jason Newman, 6'4", 280 pounds. Watches that one go high. Count goes to 2-0. He loves to swing at those high pitches. I'm surprised he held off on that one. I've seen him take a pitch that was up at his eyes out of this ballpark, so nothing would surprise me from him. Two-0, he swings on that one and he fouls it off. Two-1, 1 out. Sparks on first, Newman at the plate. Swung on. It's a pop-up. Brody Wofford coming over, and it will be out of play. Half hard to run all the way from Brody Wofford, who could read that one pretty well off the bat and realize he wasn't going to have a play at it. So why run too far and too hard in 88-degree heat here in the Big Sky State? 2-2, 1 out. Newman puts his back foot on the back line of the right-handed batter's box. The 2-2 coming in to Jason Newman. Another pickoff attempt over to first base. That one nearly got Lamar Sparks, cheating a little bit too far away from the bag, but he slides in successfully. Now we prepare to see the 2-2. Breaking ball misses low and in. It'll be 3-2 with 1 out. A big moment here. Just because every moment with this Jason Newman at-bat is a big moment. He has 23 home runs on the season. Prepares for it. The pitch swung on. It's a base hit up the middle, and Jason Newman has his first hit of this series. And the center fielder, Van McConnell, almost caught Robbie Scott off guard. He did catch him off guard. Robbie Scott turned his head, and Newman threw it in there. And luckily, Kevin Kyle was apt to see that ball and turned around and grabbed it before Lamar Sparks could go any further than third base. Base hit up the middle. Finally has Newman in the hit column and has a runner in the go-ahead position on third base. First pitch misses low. Count goes to 1-0 for Nick Gatewood, who has the lone scoring play of the day for the Missoula Paddleheads. A solo home run over the right field fence. If he's able to do something like that here, it would give the Paddleheads a 3-run lead. Misses low again. Count goes to 2-0. 2 straight base hits off Kevin Kyle as we have warm-ups finished over in the Range Riders bullpen. Don't know exactly who that is. It might be Brady Keiss, who we saw for 2/3 of an inning last night. That one misses. It's 3-0. If he walks him, I don't think we'll see any more of Kevin Kyle. 3-0 with 1 out. The pitch from Kyle into Gatewood. Get me over pitch does that. Makes it 3-1. The crowd here trying to find a little bit of vocal support that'll channel Gatewood into maybe picking up another strike here against him, and he does. It's a foul ball. Count goes to 3-2. Kyle had a bases-loaded jam with 1 out earlier in this game, and he got out of it with nothing against him. That was in the second inning, the inning that was led off by the Gatewood home run. The 3-2 with one out into Gatewood. Swings on it. It's a high pop-up. Miller over. Miller on the run. Makes the grab. That one was dangerously close to the dugout, but Miller navigates it, keys in on it, makes sure he doesn't trip down the staircase, and he grabs it for out number 2. Still runners on the corners as Kevin Kyle, I believe, will be given the leash here to try and deal with the right-hander Nick Cece. First pitch. Ooh. Mazzone took some time before throwing it back to make clear his disagreement with that call. It seems like that low strike was getting called, but that one apparently just below the knees. 1-0 coming in to Nick Cece. Cece 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout swinging as well as a flyout. This one's hit. It's down the right field line. It's going to drift foul. I have a great shot down that right field line, and I'll tell you, that one could have gone either way. I was really waiting to see what would end up with it. It did just fall about 2 feet to the right of the right field foul line. 1-1 is the count now after that foul ball, and this huge at-bat in a decisive moment of this ball game. The go-ahead run 90 feet away, and Lamar Sparks. Jason Newman standing over at first base for the Paddleheads. The 1-1 into CC. Kevin Kyle with a half-hearted swing just to get Lamar Sparks to walk back to third base. He was really testing him about 1/3 of the way to home plate. That one misses low, and Jason Newman will just go to second. Call it a stolen base because I guess he was being held on. But Mazzone seemed not to care about the runner over at first, and I think right there Newman was just smart because he realized Lamar Sparks was taking off enough attention of Kevin Kyle and realized he could get himself a little bit bigger leadoff and swipe it back. 2-1 is the count to Nick Cece. 2 outs, runners on second and third now. The pitch misses inside. (3-1), 2 outs. A hitter's count for Nick Cece with 2 runners in scoring position on second and third right now. CC is ready for it. Kyle fires. It'll be ball 4. A shake of the head from Kevin Kyle as he wanted a couple calls to go his way, and right now he is questioning the umpire a little bit more as he knows he has not much to lose because he's about to be pulled out of this ball game. I think we have Nathan Thomas getting ready over there. This might be just a buy time maneuver. No, it looks like they're going to want to bring in a lefty as we have a lefty preparing. And Nick Hogan's going to take a long pause before eventually signaling for the lefty in the pen. I don't know exactly who it is, but I'll tell you about that lefty when we come back. A big moment. Bases will be loaded. 2 outs when we come back in the top of the 5th. Up comes Cameron Thompson to meet the new pitcher, Drew Holwager. Holwager coming into a huge situation here. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Cameron Thompson, 0 for 1 today, does have a walk, as the base on balls have been a problem for the Glacier Range Riders. Kevin Kyle not getting the calls that he wanted to get, and only 1 against him, but he is responsible for the 3 runs that are on the base paths right now, so I can't give you his final line until Holwager has been able to find out number 3. Holwager on the season, a good stat line for him, a 3.86 ERA in 6 appearances, 7 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts to 7 walks, however, as the only question has been a little control from him. Been able to minimize the damage against him, though. 0-1. Swing and a miss. He's ahead 0-2. 1 bases loaded jam gotten out of by the Glacier Range Riders in this game. Trying to be the second right here and keep it at a 1-1 score line in the 5th inning of play. Thompson, graduate of Kansas State University from Pasadena, Texas. The 0-2 coming in. Holwager, the Ohio native, sets and prepares to fire. Not swung on. Don't know why I said that. In the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. I think they had Nathan Thomas and Drew Holwager both warming up in the pen and just trying to see which matchup they could get. They do opt to go with the lefty-lefty matchup here. Thompson against Holwager. The pitch. Called strike 3. Cameron Thompson stares down the ump, but in an inning where some calls went against Kevin Kyle, Drew Holwager gets the most important call, strike 3. And the bases are left juiced. We head to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-1 between the Paddleheads and the Range Riders. Robbie Scott, batting 9th in the lineup, will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Finished up a first half of the season, maybe a little bit more than that. Summer collegiate seasons are all pretty much close to wrapping up now. But he played his first part of the season in the Summer Collegiate Florida Collegiate League and had an absolutely dazzling performance as he sees the first pitch from Palmer Wenzel, who's at 65 pitches, but like Kyle, going to start his 5th inning of work. We'll see if he's able to get through it, which Kyle was not able to, and part of the reason why is because he didn't get a couple of those calls at the plate, and right there, Wenzel fallen victim to the same diagnosis. as that one just missed low, but not far from the zone. Zips that one in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. Just one walk for Wenzel thus far. Been part of the key behind limiting the damage in that last inning. A couple of hits from Missoula and a walk, but nothing to show for it. Still 1-1 in this defensive battle. Speaking of hits, this one might be one, but a throw. Wow, what a play from the shortstop, Cameron Willman. He went full extension over there, and from his knees threw across the diamond. Newman made the stretch, and Robbie Scott, who is lightning fast, not able to beat that one out. What a play from the shortstop for the Paddleheads. Robs Robbie Scott of another hit as Robbie Scott lined out to Willman his last time up. That time, similar velocity off the bat, and similarly, not able to come up with the hit. This time, McConnell hits it towards the left center gap, coming over two players, but it falls right in between them. Neither of them can make the play. McConnell rounds for third. He's standing up safely on the third base bag. It's a triple from Ben McConnell. Barely was able to talk about Willman's great play before. That play just had Aitkins and Riley both scrambling for it. Neither of them was able to get to it, and it fell right in between them. And I think it was Aitkins who pretty much immediately gave up as he saw that one go beyond his reach. And that forced Riley to have to make the scramble to it. And with McConnell's speed, there's no doubt that he was going to be in to third safely. The only doubt I had was maybe he might try and go all the way for home, but he got the stop sign from Nick Hogan. That one misses high. Count is 2-0 for Brant Broussard, as this is the second half of the tandem that I like to call Flash and Lightning. Don't know who's who, but they team up for a lot of success when they play next to each other in the lineup. Usually Broussard at 9 in the lineup and McConnell at 1, but this is a rare occurrence where Broussard is the follow-up for the leadoff man, McConnell. 3-0 pitch coming in. Misses off the plate, a 4-pitch walk. And the phantom hit from Brant Broussard will be perfect for him. And Michael Schlack's going to come out and talk with his pitcher, Palmer Wenzel. Sam Linscott is the man that could see the new pitcher if there is one, or he'll see maybe a Palmer Wenzel last chance opportunity, essentially. Also, you got to keep an eye out. I would not be surprised if we saw Broussard try and swipe second to make sure there's no double play opportunity here. And Palmer Wenzel will stay in the game. There is a right-hander warming up in the Missoula Paddleheads bullpen, and this game, bend not break for the pitchers. We've seen jam after jam, but again, defense has come up, clutch pitching has come up, and just one to show for it from both sides. A Brody Wofford RBI single in the bottom of the first, and a Nick Gatewood solo home run in the top of the second. That is all the scoring in this contest. Sam Linscott prepares to see pitch number 1 with runners on the corners, and that one is way off the corner. Count goes to 1-0. 5 straight balls after the triple from McConnell. Wenzel prepares to throw pitch number 75. Misses off the plate. And just like Kyle, not getting those close calls and missing by quite a bit on a few. This inning has turned against Wenzel quickly after Willman made a great play to get out number 1. Take all the way from Linscott as he was completely relaxed at the plate. Did not lift that left foot at all. I think the take sign was on, and he was trying to just play some mind games there and try and throw Wenzel off and get a 7th straight ball out of the right-hander. Throw over to first is Broussard back safely into the bag. Broussard knows that Newman has tried the hidden ball trick a couple times this season, including once or twice against the Glacier Range Riders, making sure that Newman's not going to try and pull that on him. 2-1. A called strike. Count goes to 2-2. Linscott's going to have to protect now. Infield at double play depth. Any sort of double play will get Wenzel and the Paddleheads out of this inning unscathed. 2-2 coming in. Another pickoff attempt over to first. And Broussard ain't going to be falling for it, as we did see a little pump fake from Newman. But Broussard keeps firmly on the bag. 2-2, 1 out, as Linscott prepares to receive with runners on the corners. Swing and a miss. Linscott comes up empty after going up 2-0 in the at-bat, and now it's Brody Wofford, a guy who has been feeling good the past couple games. 2 home runs last night, an RBI single tonight, which I already talked about a couple times. His last time up, he had a runner on first and flied out to center field. Hit a 430-foot home run last night. Another pickoff attempt over to first base. We saw this exact same situation against Kevin Kyle in the top half of this inning, where Jason Newman was on first and on third was Lamar Sparks. First pitch swinging, a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1 versus Wofford. It was in that situation with 2 outs and runners on the corners that Newman decided he could try and steal second base, and there was no throw from Justin Mazzone, the Range Riders catcher, so he was able to do so successfully, and then a walk loaded the bases. The 0-1 as the pitch will miss outside. Now it's 1-1, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. As the sidewinder from McKinney, Texas, sets to fire. Swung on and missed. Fooled Wofford on that one. Count goes to 1-2. Will it be bend, not break for a pitcher yet again in this game? The 1-2, he had runners on the corners with 1 out. Wenzel misses high. We go to 2-2 for Brody Wofford. A team leader on this squad since day one, Brody Wofford is. In the clubhouse and on the field, now trying to lead them across by getting a run here. It'll be swung on to right field. Backing up is Lamar Sparks, and he can only watch it go over the wall. Goodbye, baseball. That one is shellacked to right field, and Brody Wofford's 3rd home run in the past game and a half has put the Range Riders up 4-1 now against the Missoula Paddleheads. How about it from the first baseman out of Rome, Georgia? I can tell you that Range Riders home run is presented by Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty. Don't forget, Hidden Homes Montana is making a donation to Glacier National Park Conservancy for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders this season at Flathead Field. At this homestand, the donations are made to Glacier National Park Conservancy, and 3 checks now written in the name of Brody Wofford. He's going to be an honorary guest, I'm sure, at the next Glacier National Park Conservancy fundraiser or something, because his long bombs have been fatal for the Missoula pitching staff in the last game and a half. We got a pitching change, and so I'm going to take a break, catch my breath. It's 4-1, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Dean Miller will come up and see the new pitcher when we come right back. Brody Wofford just hit a 3-run bomb. Back here, we're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Dean Miller will see the new pitcher, Nathan Alexander. The first pitch that he sees will be fouled back into the netting. Count goes to 0-1 for Dino. The new pitcher is Nathan Alexander. Tell you more about him in a moment, but first, one more time. Just got to give it up for that home run from Brody Wofford. Incredibly clutch at bat, approached like the professional he is, waiting and waiting and waiting for that one to boom over the right field fence. 93 miles per hour off the bat, just put up in the air, launched high, deep, and gone. Thought that one missed on the inside, at least Dean Miller did, but it's a called strike. Count goes to 1-2. Skips in the dirt, then off the face mask of the catcher, Nick Cece. Brody Wofford responsible for all 4 RBIs today. Two is fouled. Count will stay that way at 2-2. Nathan Alexander, the new pitcher, like his starter, a Texas native. And like also his starter, a alumni of the UTSA Roadrunner program. Pitch will miss outside. Count goes to 3-2. Real quick on this 2022 season, an 0-1 record of 5.45 ERA. This is his 21st appearance, and he has 39 strikeouts to 17 walks for Nathan Alexander. 3-2 coming into Miller. Swings and fouls it back. Last season played in the Frontier League for the New York Boulders. 3-4 record for the Boulders, a 5.65 ERA, and he had 29 total appearances and 2 saves. Has been used as a relief pitcher pretty much all of his post-high school career except for his first year at UTSA, where he had 7 starts. Called strike 3. That'll end the inning, but it's emphasized by a Brody Wofford 3-run home run over the right field fence, his 3rd of the past 2 games. We'll be right back. It's 4-1 now in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. We're here in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch into Cameron Wellman is fouled back. Count goes to 0-1. Didn't give much of an introduction for Drew Holwager, who came up with that absolutely huge jam strikeout as he struck out Cameron Thompson looking, and don't know where that one missed at all. Seen a couple ones right near kind of the lower part of the zone that for both sides have not been called strikes. And count goes to 1-1 as that one's deemed to have missed. That one's deemed to have hit. Count goes to 1-2. But I'll tell you a little bit about Drew Holwager. He played 4 years at Furman. And as that one skips in the dirt, count goes to 2-2. 4 years at Furman, had a ton of success, and then tacked on 2 extra years to his collegiate eligibility because of those COVID bonus years, including a really successful season this last year at Palm Beach Atlantic, where he played in 2021 and 2022 after Furman disbanded their baseball program after the COVID 2020 season. 4.88 ERA in his 2022 season with the Sailfish. 2-2 record in 15 appearances. This one swung on, and it is a foul ball, apparently. Somehow got some contact to that one. I didn't even hear that, but just escaped the glove of Justin Mazzone, who, if he would have been able to hold on to that, would have been strike number 3 on a foul tip out. 3-2. Hit over foul near third. Drew Holwager has played in a couple different summer collegiate leagues. Played in the Cal Ripken League in the summer of 2017, and then, of course, the highly touted Northwoods League in summer 2018. As this one's hit out to right field, backing up as Lynn Scott seems to have a beat on it, and he does. Catches it for out number 1. With the Wisconsin Woodchucks in 2018, Holwager had a great summer. 11 games played, 2-0 record, and 12 strikeouts to 10 walks. Swing and a miss for Jared Aitkins to start off his third plate appearance. He does have a walk and also grounded into a fielder's choice. So technically he's reached both times he's been up, but an 0-1 record for him at the plate. That one misses inside. Count goes to 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. One, two, one out. Pitch coming in here in the top of the 6th with the bases empty to Jared Aitkins. It'll be ball 2. The 2-2 coming in with 1 out here from Holwager into Jared Aitkins. Called strike 3. What a pitch there. Had Aitkins absolutely fooled coming in, but as soon as it went across to the catcher, Aitkins knew it. He turned right around and retreated to the dugout. A called strike 3. It's out number 2. Holwager comes from an athletic family, as his dad, Mike Holwager, is the head basketball coach at Bishop Fenwick High School in Franklin, Ohio. I believe his sister is a D1 volleyball player as well, Ashley Holwager. Don't quite know the athletic endeavors of Drew Holwager's mom, but I'm sure if she hasn't spent enough time on playing field, she spent plenty of time in the stands and shuttling Drew, Ashley, and if there are other Holwager kids, to plenty of sporting events. Swing and a miss there. Drew, the past 2 nights, actually has been running our analytics up in the booth next to me, so he was the guy along with Dawson Day to give me a lot of those numbers last night. As I ran over and asked him, how hard did that ball come off of Livingston Morris's bat? And he would tell me 112 miles per hour. How long was that Brody Wofford home run? He said 430 feet. He was all over it. But, of course, tonight, when you're on the docket to pitch, you cannot be hanging up in the press box with me. The 2-1 swung on. Count goes to 2-2 now. Two, 2 outs. The pitch, check swing. And they said he did not go, and I, somewhere in there, missed the ball because Riley is walking down to first base. So it'll be a walk to Brandon Riley. McLean O'Connor steps up. He's 0 for 3. Holwager sets, looks over at first, and the first pitch misses somewhere. Maybe high? Don't quite know. Still trying to figure out this zone. Hit over near third, but it's going to be a broken bat foul ball. Never want to break a bat on a foul ball. Seems like a complete waste. McLean O'Connor will take the sad walk to the dugout to lay that piece of lumber to rest. Most of these guys kind of have a clear number 2, and it seemed like Nick Gatewood in the dugout knew what the number 2 bat was for McLean O'Connor, came right out to hand it to him. Other times you see, guys pointing in the dugout like they're, playing a game of Marco Polo or something. This one's hit foul. Maybe not Marco Polo. I'm trying to think of what game would involve somebody pointing a ton and yelling at somebody where to go. And I'm drawing a blank. 1-2, 2 outs. As the pitch comes in with a runner on first. Holwager versus McLean O'Connor. Swung on and missed. What an inning from Drew Holwager. Got out of the jam in the last frame, inherited a lead this frame, and he keeps it at 3 runs for the Glacier Range Riders. They lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Back here, we're in the bottom of the sixth inning. It is Nathan Alexander who threw just 8 pitches in his first inning of work. It was a partial inning, just got 1 out, but was able to do so successfully as he struck out Dean Miller on 8 pitches. First pitch into Livingston Morris, who's not going to get anything great to hit. Will miss high. Count goes to 1-0 for Livy. Again, missing high. Now it's 2-0 for Livingston Morris. According to the catcher last night, Henderson Perez, who I believe said it either to his pitcher or to the Paddleheads broadcaster, Jeff Safford, that home run that went 112 miles per hour off the bat of Livingston Morris was almost on the ground in front of him. He was asking for it low and maybe missed a little bit higher than what he wanted to do, as we get 2 straight strikes. But still, it was really just golfed at 112 miles per hour. And I don't know if Livingston Morris has ever taken to a golf course, but I would love to see the number 36 for Glacier. If he can get a good drive in, how far he could launch it. Because the core power mixed with the upper body strength of Livingston Morris is toxic. Skips in the dirt. Morris has not swung at a pitch in 5 pitches seen from Nathan Alexander. And he does swing at one, and he sends it out toward the cars. My car is not that way, so I'm less worried about it than maybe others that have been there. Swung on and missed. Morris is sent down on strikes. A good battle in the first at-bat of this inning between Alexander and Morris. Up comes Justin Mazzone. Mentioned this is his first start in this series. He got the day off in the first 3 games as Drew Sims showed up early on Tuesday afternoon. As I think we might have had a splinter of lumber that was laying on the ground there. And Mazzone will pass it off to Mccabe, who will pass it off to Robbie Scott, who will pass it off to Stu Peterson. The ultimate handoff as Mazzone hits it up the middle. McLean O'Connor will field it and throw to Newman over at first. And a quick 1-pitch out after the 7-pitch at-bat started off this inning. Up comes Eddie Mccabe. McCabe is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled into right center field. However, that play eventually resulted in the throw out of Mazzone at second. And McCabe tries to rip the leather off the ball. Comes up empty. Count goes to 0-1. McCabe acquired in the late June, early July trade with Great Falls as he swings and misses at that one. Count goes to 0-2 now. For the number 1 pick in the midseason draft, which actually is happening tomorrow, I believe, over in Boise, Idaho. And I've complained about the heat here plenty, but it is even hotter in Boise. It is the tune of over 100 degrees today in Idaho's capital. Not the weather that is super fun to play outside in. Much rather be running around in a sprinkler. This one's hit into right center field. Another base hit from Eddie Mccabe. He's fine to run around a little bit out there as the sun is setting behind us, and the weather is dipped down to a freezing cold 81 degrees. Up comes Robbie Scott. He's 0 for 2 today. Ground out in a line out. Both of his at-bats, he's been robbed of a hit by the shortstop Cameron Willman. First on a full extension dive to his right, then on a full extension dive with the ball coming on the ground, where he threw from his knees to get Scott over at first. That breaking ball finds the zone. A called strike. Count goes to 0-1. Though he has an 0 for 2 stat line, you still have that feeling, that he's due. It's not something to worry about for Scott because he's hitting the ball hard, he's connecting with it, and just needs to pull it a little bit more. As that one misses outside, count goes to 1-1. Swings on that one, and he connects with it the other way. Eddie Mccabe will head to third. The throw will come in, and he will be out at third. A great throw from the right fielder, Lamar Sparks. We've seen a couple good hurls from him in right field. And yet again, an inning ends on a throwout of the base paths after a base hit. We head to the 7th, 4-1, the Range Riders lead. We're back here. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and it is a Glacier Range Riders 4-1 lead for the new pitcher, Nate Thomas, whatever you want to call him. I think he usually prefers to go by Nate Thomas, so that's what I'll call him for the most part. He just finished up last year he finished up a 5-year career at Northern Illinois University, pitched part of the summer in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, playing for the Dock Spiders at the Northwoods League. Finished up his summer for the Schaumburg Boomers in the Frontier League. Started there this year before heading to Glacier to join the Range Riders. In college, 11 wins for him, a 5.31 ERA, and 174 strikeouts, 114 walks. Nathan Thomas inherits the game from Drew Holwager, who had a great inning and a third. The first pitch will miss inside off the shins of Lamar Sparks. Count goes to 1-0. And with that, let me read you the final line for both Kevin Kyle and Drew Holwager, because I couldn't when Kevin Kyle first came out, as he was responsible for 3 men on. This one's laced to second. Robbie Scott inherits it in the stomach and then throws it high over to first base from second. As we're going to see what that one gets called. Could go either way as an error. It was a hot shot off the bat. But, again, we'll check on it and call it an error on second base. That's when it's going to go down as. We've seen Robbie Scott play in left field, and he's done solid out there. Nothing to note there, but a little bit more shaky on the infield today. He's frustrated with himself at second. He kind of slapped his right leg there with his right hand, knowing that he should have made that play. Count goes to 1-0 after the first pitch to Jason Newman misses. Reads that final line for Kevin Kyle. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 5 strikeouts and 4 walks. Holwager, 1 1/3, 3 strikeouts and a walk, and no hits. This one is out to left field, and it's right at the left fielder, Eddie Mccabe, who grabs it for out number 1. There is a group of, I think, 2 guys right below me that are more than happy to get in the ear hole of Jason Newman. I'm sure if there was not a screen in between Newman and those 2 guys, they would consider otherwise, because he's bigger than just about everybody in the crowd here. He's bigger than all the professional athletes on the field. Count goes to 0-1. If there is ever a pioneer, this is what Jeff Safford and I talked about before the game, and I don't know how we got here, as we get a attempt of a stolen base. This one's going back into shallow left field. Dean Miller, what a catch over the shoulder. Oh, my word. A high degree of difficulty as Eddie Mccabe was coming in, but no way he was going to get to that one in time. And Dean Miller fully inverting his neck up and around to make that catch. I say over the shoulder, but it was more literally over the head, as he was completely contorted to make that grab. He was a Gold Glover in the Northwoods League in 2017, I believe. And right there, he shows his prowess as a defensive player. 2 gone in the top of the 7th. Swung on a foul ball there. He also turned around after he grabbed that one and fired it to first base. And luckily for the Paddleheads, Sparks was aware that Miller would have a good chance to grab that, and he was able to get back into first base safely, but nearly was able to double him off on that play that was already impressive to get 1 out. 0-1 coming in. Make it 0-2. 4-1 here, top of the 7th, 2 outs. As Dean Miller's impressive defense has limited to Sparks staying at first on the failed hit and run there. The 0-2 with 2 outs into Nick Cece, who is 0 for 2 today, does have a walk. Runners going. It's another foul ball that nearly took off the head of a Paddlehead in the dugout. Stays alive, though, does Cece. One final from earlier today in the Pioneer League. It was a 6-5 win by the Northern Colorado Owls over the Billings Mustangs. Any win by a Southern Division team over a Northern Division team helps the Glacier Range Riders. So, well, and the Missoula Paddleheads for that matter. So Billings lost to the Owls, something that can be celebrated by both sides here tonight. The 0-2 coming in from Thomas to Cece. Misses low, called ball. Count goes to 1-2. That loss by Billings puts them to 4-5 after they got rained out yesterday. Puts Northern Colorado to 4-4 on the season. They have no lights at the facility they're playing down at in Greeley, Colorado. So when they have some rain, it's not like they can push it later in the night. They literally just have to call the contest. This one misses low. Mazzone's there to block it. Count goes to 2-2. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Nate Thomas trying to work a quick top of the 7th. Does have a error in there, so if there are any runs that come across, they will not go as earned against Nate Thomas, but I'm sure he is perfectly fine to just keep a goose egg in both the earned runs and the runs column. 2-2 with 2 outs. Coming in. A foul ball. Other updates from around the PBL. Ogden's beating Boise 12-2 as Boise continues their rough start to the second half. Grand Junction's beating Rocky Mountain 6-5, and Great Falls is currently plastering Idaho Falls to the tune of 14-2. The 2-2 pitch coming in from Thomas into CC. Breaking ball that nearly fooled him, caught him off balance, but the count stays 2-2 on the foul ball. Two. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Runner on first is Lamar Sparks. Misses low. Now Lamar Sparks will get a run on the pitch. CC 0 for 2 today. A flyout and a strikeout swinging. Three-two, 2 outs. Again, Sparks running on the pitch. The swing, it's a foul ball. If Great Falls is able to hold on to that 14-2 victory, it's going to even up the first place competition in the North, as Idaho Falls and Great Falls currently separated by 1 game in favor of the Chuckers. But again, Great Falls leading. They win. They both 6-4. If Missoula is able to come back, they'll also join at 6-4. So there could be a 3-way tie for first place in the North Division by the end of the night. 3-2 coming in from Nate Thomas. Swung on, fouled back again. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pitches this at-bat. And there have been no called strikes, no swinging strikes, all foul balls. That means there's been 7. 3 regular balls and 7 foul balls. The 11th pitch of the at-bat coming up from Thomas to CC. Ball 4. Puts runners on first and second and technically brings the tying run up to the plate in the form of Cameron Thompson. We saw Cameron Thompson go yard in the opening contest of this series. He has a ground out, a strikeout, and a walk today. For Cameron Thompson, he has a recent memory of his last time up striking out with the bases loaded against Drew Holwager when Holwager came in and played the clutch role. Two outs, runners on first and second. Called strike to start off the at-bat. Cameron Thompson, 5 years at Kansas State University and played full seasons for the Jayhawks all one of those 5 years. This one misses. Count goes to 1-1. Of course, the only season that he couldn't play a full season was 2020. Just got 17 games in, but over the course of his 5-year career with the Wildcats, a .287 batting average in 241 games played. A ton of experience bringing that to Missoula. Played for the Paddleheads last year as well, was a big part of their championship run. 1-1, misses. Make it 2-1 with 2 outs. We have Isaiah Henry, I think, warming up in the bullpen right now for the Glacier Range Riders. Mike Spear is going to come out and have a mid-at-bat conversation with his pitcher. A little bit more about all the places that baseball has taken Cameron Thompson, the Pasadena, Texas native, also listed as Clear Lake, Texas on a different website. So we'll navigate. He's somewhere between Pasadena and Clear Lake. I don't know Texas geography enough to know if those two are close or far away, but call it one or the other. If you shoot twice, you're bound to hit something. He has played his summer collegiate ball after his freshman season at Kansas State for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots in the Alaskan League, the same league that Rob Hamby played in. After 2018 and 2019, he played in the prestigious Cape Cod Baseball League for the Harwich Mariners. And then in 2020, he played for the Waterloo Bucks in the Northwoods League. He has been all over the place, no doubt. And maybe he matched up with Nathan Thomas at some point, either in college, as they both played Division I ball. Nathan Thomas played at Northern Illinois. This one's a foul ball, up and away. Count goes to 2-2. And like I said, 2020 in Waterloo for the Bucks. Just 23 games. I think they had a really stunted season. And 2020 was in Fond du Lac for the Dock Spiders. I think they were really confined in 2020 to play only teams that were really close to them. So they probably did not match up. As that one misses off the plate, it's going to be full now for Cameron Thompson against Nate Thomas. 3-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. They'll be running on the pitch. The chirps are alive and well from the crowd here, but Thompson will try and silence them. The 3-2, 2-out pitch. Thompson kicks, fires, swung on and missed. Deep breaths, a fan said right before that swing and a miss from Thompson. And for the Range Rider faithful, deep breaths it will be. Nathan Thomas will join them. It's strike 3 swinging. We head to the 7th inning stretch. Feel free to sing along at home to take me out to the ballgame.
Here we go. Everybody sing.
I don't think I've ever seen a song get the crowd as fired. I mean, we just had Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and then they played the theme song to SpongeBob SquarePants, and the crowd just lit up. And I'm not talking kids. I'm talking all ages. Teens, 20s, 30s, 40s. There was 70-year-olds down there singing SpongeBob SquarePants as they played the theme song to the Nickelodeon cartoon show. First pitch from Nathan Alexander. Misses upstairs. Count goes to 1-0. They were fired up. Love the passion in the late innings. This one's cracked back. A base hit from Ben McConnell. How about his day? 3 for 4 from the leadoff man. He leads off the bottom of the 7th with a base hit. Maybe he should switch his lead-up song or his walk-up song to SpongeBob SquarePants. I'll tell you what, if I was a pitcher, I'd just intentionally walk you. If you had that boldness, man, no. Tap out. Tap out at that point. 0 for 2 today is Brent Broussard. He earned himself a walk and was along for the Brody Wofford 3-run homer his last time up. First pitch misses. I'll tell you what, for both sides, if I was a pitcher, I would not be loving it. Not be loving the calls they're getting at all. It's definitely more of a hitter-friendly strike zone tonight. 1-0. Pickoff attempt over to first. A little bit late, no tag applied. Got up to 97 degrees in the Flathead Valley today. I'll tell you, I would walk from this press box to the other press box, which is just through the middle part of the stadium. It's a 30-second walk as we get a swing and a miss. And I swear I would show up in the other press box and be sweating. Maybe not that much, and maybe if it was that much, maybe this is more about me than it says about the heat. But it is hot. 1-1 coming into Brent Broussard. He's used to a little heat and a little mugginess. This one on the inside. The throw, it's out at second base. Caught stealing. Nick Cece throws to McLean O'Connor for out number 1. The pitch was on the inside of ball, so the count goes to 2-1, but the base is now empty after McConnell gets tagged out running. For McConnell on the season, that's just his 5th time caught stealing in 30 successful stolen bases. Still a margin that you're plenty happy taking if you're Nick Hogan. Missing low, count goes to 3-1. Range Riders lead the Pioneer League in stolen bases with 94. They were in a tie yesterday with Idaho Falls, but they now are in sole possession of that mark, depending on the live stats. Apparently that pitch to Broussard was a called strike. I guess the scoreboard and myself were both fooled on it. That caught stealing was a strike as well, I guess. 3-2 swung on by Broussard, fouled back. 3-2, 1 out, base is empty. It certainly looked on the inside from on the inside of Broussard. But again, sometimes you get sucked into watching the steal attempt. 3-2. And it'll all work out the same. Ball 4. Broussard reaches on the free ticket to first, the Annie Oakley, as I talked about earlier today. If you were there for that, fill the other people in somehow. Broussard at first base. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. First pitch coming into Sam Linscott, who's 0 for 2 with a walk today. Swings and misses. A hefty cut to start off his at-bat. Count goes to 0-1. Paddleheads trailing 4-1 here. A win today by the Range Riders would clinch a series tie, at least, as we get another swing and miss, and Linscott's behind 0-2. Oh, 2, 1 out, runner on first is Brant Broussard. Don't think he's going to test Cece after Cece already caught the speedy Ben McConnell for an out earlier this inning. Pickoff attempt down to first from the catcher. He's Even if you don't try and steal on him, he'll still test you down there. Back in safely is Brant Broussard. We get the 1-2 pitch coming in with 1 out. Infield playing Sam Linscott pretty much straight up. This one swung on a high fly ball down the right field line, coming over and not being able to make the grab in foul territory as Lamar Sparks. Little late on that swing and had plenty of carry on it, but it ends up on the other side of the concrete wall from the right fielder, Lamar Sparks. 1-2 pitch coming in. When Alexander gets to it, he's pitched an inning and 2/3. Looking to get his through the second, and he does as he gets a swing and a miss. And actually, Linscott holding his left pec there as he came up empty on that one. Hopefully he's okay. A little bit off in these past couple games. Not the Sam Linscott we're used to seeing, but a guy who hasn't looked off is this guy, Brody Wofford. His last time up, a monster 3-run home run over the right field fence. His 3rd home run in the past 2 games. And he check swings at that one. Home plate umpire says that he went. Call it a strike. He also has an RBI single today. He's responsible for all 4 RBIs on the table. One as that one misses. Brody Wofford, the only time he did not reach today was a fly out to center. A foul ball makes it 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on first is Brent Broussard. Plenty of speed there. The 1-2 coming in to Brody Wofford. Misses, gets by the catcher. CC will field, but it will be too late. No throw to second. A wild pitch puts a run in scoring position. Brody Wofford. I mentioned it last time, or not last time, actually 2 times ago when he was up, and he immediately flied out to center when I said it as we get a step off the mound. Started his collegiate career in 2016, all the way back in 2016 with 38 games played at LSU, a .242 batting average, no home runs for the Tigers. Then he, in 2018, resurfaced with UCF, Central Florida, another Division I institution, before 2019 taking his talents to Georgia Gwinnett, where he played 59 contests, batted .327 for the Grizzlies. His last 2 professional seasons have been spent at Lake Erie playing for the Crushers. Another wild pitch and another base moved up for Brant Broussard. There's some frustration for CC as he probably thinks that he should be blocking those ones. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch misses. It'll be a walk, and runners will be on the corners for Dean Miller. Miller 0 for 3 tonight, but his fortunes can change in this at-bat. The Range Riders are up by 3 runs right now. But a possibility to expand that with a power hitter in Miller at the plate. First pitch will come in. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. Something to watch for, as we've seen 2 wild pitches already this inning. Actually, the second one was called a pass ball rather than a wild pitch. The first one to get Broussard to second, wild pitch. Then to get to third, it was called a pass ball. That one misses high. Count goes to 1-1. Going to correct that in my scorebook here. The 1-1 will come in to Dean Miller. A called strike. Last time up, Dean Miller struck out looking on a call that he severely disagreed with from the home plate umpire. He already had a strikeout in his first at-bat and a ground out over to third as well. The 1-2 will come into Dean Miller. Swings on it. It's a slow roller grabbed by the pitcher, Alexander, who fires it and gets it to first base in time for out number 3. Great athleticism from the lanky right-hander coming off the mound. He gets himself out of a jam via his own defensive acumen. We head to the 8th, still 4-1 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. The lone Glacier Range Rider that has won a Pioneer League championship steps onto the mound now. It's Isaiah Henry, a guy who in 2019 was an outfielder for the Idaho Falls Chuckers, hit .232 en route to the championship coming to Idaho Falls. Of course, he is no longer an outfielder. He is a pitcher now. And this season, Isaiah Henry has a 0-2 record, a 13.0 innings pitched, a 7.62 ERA, and he has 16 strikeouts to 15 walks. This is his first real opportunity to be a pitcher, as he had some limited innings in 2021 and 2022, but it really seemed like he never got that full opportunity to showcase himself. But here, being able to come out of the pen, and I don't know if you can see it the way that the gun sees it, but he throws fast, upwards of 96 miles per hour. And that's the reason why he was converted to a pitcher. 1-1. Misses the zone to plenty of groans from the crowd. Count goes now to 2-1. A called strike there. Count goes to 2-2. No swing thus far from Cameron Willman. He's 2 for 3 today. 2 singles right up the middle both times. That one will miss up high. Goes to 3-2 for this leadoff batter. Isaiah Henry did not play college ball, was drafted by the Royals in the 14th round of the 2017 draft out of North Shore High School, signed with the Royals, and was part of that organization until 2021. He gets a strikeout there, and he's got one away in the top of the 8th. I said 2021, but actually he did start this season with the Royals organization. Actually pitched in 4 games in Columbia, South Carolina, home of the Columbia Fireflies. Up comes Jared Aitkins, 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 out, top of the 8th here. He just throws gas in there, blows it by him, and the count goes 0-1. Isaiah Henry likely the setup guy for a closer coming in the top of the 9th. 0-1, 1 out here into Jared Aitkins. That one misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-1. Hits right now 10-6 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. 1 out by the Range, or 1 error by the Range Riders, none by Missoula, but they trail by 3 here because of the Brody Wofford 3-run home run, and that was an off-speed pitch from Isaiah Henry. That looked picture perfect and completely fooled Aitkins into a swing and a miss. One, 2, 1 out, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Isaiah Henry throwing gas and keeping batters on their toes here in the top of the 8th. Ten pitches, 2 strikeouts, and now he sees the leadoff man, Brandon Riley. Riley is 1 for 3 today, has a single of the infield variety. That one skips, count goes to 1-0. (1-0), 2 outs, bases empty for Riley. Right down Main Street, a called strike, count goes to 1-1. Due up in the bottom half of the 8th, the last chance for insurance for the Glacier Range Riders. It's Triple M, Morris, Mazzone, and Mccabe. The 1-1. Miss. Oh, he hit the outside corner of the strike zone there. Great location on the pitch. Has fooled me. I would not have swung at that one. But it just catches the black. The 1-2 with 2 outs as Isaiah Henry tries to strike out the side. Oof, that one nearly took off the head of the umpire behind the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Mazzone was not ready for that one to miss so far high. The Glacier Range Riders, it is a Friday night. And on Fridays this season, they are 3-4. 1-0 at home against the Missoula Paddleheads on Friday night. 2-2. Almost swung on that one in the dirt. Count goes full. Isaiah Henry utilizing all of his balls allowed, really, in this inning. A strikeout on a 3-2 pitch to start, a strikeout on a 1-2 pitch, and we're 3-2 here as he still has a chance to send him all down via the K. 3-2, 2 outs, bases empty. Riley at the plate, Isaiah Henry firing. Called strike 3. Isaiah Henry, a standing ovation from the Flathead faithful. He strikes out the side. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Coming back right here just to let you know that Michael Schlacht has been tossed. And I'm going to let you hear the fans go after it. Michael Schlacht has been clearly boiling up in that dugout, and he came out firing. And I don't think there was a chance that he wasn't getting tossed. He was going to go out there and chew out our home plate umpire, Mike Kiger, until he did. Mike Kiger originally did not look like he wanted to throw out Michael Schlacht at all. He just kind of stared at him. And I don't know if he said anything. I think that's the proper response from an umpire. But you could see how animated he was. And I wasn't even looking up there. I just saw the crowd start to get riled up, as they do when the visiting umpire gets tossed. And 2 total ejections of visiting team members here at Flathead Field. And both of them have been against the Paddleheads. We've seen Cody Thompson tossed, as well as Michael Schlacht, who is still talking down that third base line outside of your picture. He was just talking with the first base umpire, Kelly Atkinson. Don't know if it was vehement towards him or just kind of that side slack that you get when you're an umpire on the base paths. But Schlacht clearly frustrated with the strike zone tonight, as I think both umpires have been. I think both coaches have been. And I think Kevin Kyle has also been frustrated with it. I just saw him come out of the dugout and say something. But it's a throwout, and we have the final warm-up thrown here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And we have a new pitcher. It's Tyler Elliott that will get a face-off. Got to make sure our official stats guy has put Tyler Elliott into pitch, and yes, he does. Thanks, Brad, who's doing our stats tonight. The first time, actually, this season he's done the stats, but he's going to do most of August. A called strike. Count goes to 0-1 versus Livingston Morris. An exciting end to that top of the 8th inning. Didn't get much of a chance to breathe. As, again, I think Michael Schlacht had his heart set on getting thrown out as soon as that payoff pitch went against his leadoff man, Riley. And like I said, I don't think Nick Hogan would disagree with him that the strike zone has been inconsistent at the very least tonight. 0-2 coming in. Morris strikes out. 1 gone in the top of the 8th. I was just about to send a tweet out. I'm going to finish typing that about Isaiah Henry striking out the side. Justin Mazzone comes up now. 1 for 3 tonight is Justin Mazzone. Mazzone prepares to see the first pitch, and it misses the zone. Misses the zone. Mazzone. I think I've realized that before, but might as well pay attention to it again, especially because he's a catcher. In the Mazzone to Mazzone. There's plenty of fun wordplay with lots of zone going on. That one misses the zone as well to Mazzone. Count is now 2-0. Two-0. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. That one swung on from Mazzone. It's floated into the area right above the second base bag. The second baseman, O'Connor and Willman, don't fight over it. O'Connor yields to Willman, and Willman grabs it for out number 2. Up comes Eddie McCabe. Mccabe is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles. Almost at the exact same spot for him. Can he build upon that? A called strike, even though it escaped the glove of the catcher, Cece. I should tell you a little bit about Tyler Elliott before this inning gets away from him. As if we do have a bottom of the ninth, we probably won't see him. We saw him earlier in this series. Pitched 3 years at MSU Billings, Division II school across the state, as this one's hit over to short, fielded, and thrown on target and in time. So it's a quick 1-2-3 inning from Tyler Elliott, the former Yellow Jacket, and we head to the ninth. A save opportunity coming up for whichever Glacier player takes the mound. The man with the opportunity to close this one out is the 6'9" right-hander out of Michigan, the Rochester University alum, originally from Holland, which is in western Michigan. Rochester is in eastern Michigan. He stands on the bump after being called upon. He has been one of the closers for this Range Rider squad this season. The other closer, Justin Coleman, pitched last night in the ninth, so I assume that's why Nick Hogan's opting to go with this Range Rider reliever in the form of Austin Steinfort. For Steinfort on the season, a 3-1 record, 2 saves, 6.31 ERA, and he has 23 strikeouts to 15 walks. We have some defensive alignments to tell you. Robbie Scott will head out to left field, and Ryan Cash will play second base and bat in the spot of Eddie Mccabe. Ryan Cash, of course, an incredibly solid defensive player. Again, I got to make sure our stats guy has this down. First pitch is a called strike. Due up this inning, it is a scary trio. McLean O'Connor is 0 for 4, leads off, and he sees another strike there. But then, if you're Austin Steinfort, you have to go through Lamar Sparks and Jason Newman. Sparks has been fairly consistently good this series, but Jason Newman has struggled. A check swing to stay alive. Count stays at 0-2. Nobody leaving the ballpark right now. Everybody's sticking around to see if Austin Steinfort can get the save. The 0-2 coming in from the right-hander. Misses low. Count goes to 1-2. He uses the waste pitch there. Played for the York Revolution last year over in the Atlantic League. Did Steinfort. The 1-2 swung on and missed. The night finishes 0 for 5. Maybe not finished for sure for McLean O'Connor, but he is 0 for 5. A rough night for the Paddleheads second baseman. Up comes Lamar Sparks. Sparks 1 for 4 tonight. reached on an error his last time up, and he's also singled into left field. 4-1 is our score here in the top of the ninth. First pitch swinging, and it's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. One out, bases empty. Lamar Sparks at the plate. Austin Steinfort on the mound. That one will miss up and away. Count goes to 1-1 in 2 seasons at Rochester in 2017 and 2018. He came out of the pen for about half of his appearances. And as that one misses inside, the count goes to 2-1. He had a total of 58 strikeouts at Rochester. The 2-1 will come in to Lamar Sparks. A called strike. Lamar Sparks put his forearm up in the air to get out of the way of that one, but it found its way into the inside corner of the zone. That same strike zone that was sharply contested by Michael Schlack before he got ejected. This one swung on, a high fly ball to right field. Lynn Scott looking at it, running, catching. 2 gone in the top of the ninth. But to get the win, Austin Steinfort will have to battle the big guy. It is a battle of 2 hefty customers. And Newman at 6'5" versus the 6'9" Austin Steinfort. 1 for 3 tonight as Newman finally got the monkey off his bat in this series, reaching on a hard ground ball up the middle. First pitch misses low, below the knees of the Paddleheads first baseman. On deck is Gatewood, who has a solo home run tonight, the lone scoring play for the Missoula Paddleheads. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Got Newman swinging, and right now I have no idea who really can be credited as the player of the game in this contest if the Range Riders are able to hold on. The 1-1. Swung on, it's a foul ball. The Missoula Paddleheads are down to their last strike in this contest on a Friday night at Flathead Field. 1-2, 2 outs, bases empty for Jason Newman at the plate. Austin Steinfort on the bump. He sets. He kicks and fires. He swings. Newman does. Over to Miller. Miller throws on target and in time for out number 3, and the Range Riders win. It was a monstrous performance by the pitching staff of the Glacier Range Riders, starting off with the great start from Kevin Kyle. He had to come out of the game with 2 outs in the 5th inning and turn it over to Drew Holwager, who inherited a bases-loaded 2-out jam, came up with a big strikeout to end the inning, pitched another inning scoreless. Then it went to Nathan Thomas, to Isaiah Henry, and finally finished off by Austin Steinfort. The bullpen gets it done again, and all 3 victories are in big part a performance by that bullpen. Of course, the offense was Brody Wofford. 4 RBIs from the first baseman out of Georgia. The Rome, Georgia native came in, got an RBI single in the first, got a 3-run jack that proved to be the difference in the bottom of the 5th. And that is all the offense that was needed to get the job done today against a solid Missoula Paddleheads pitching staff that you can't fault too much, but it was just enough put across on the starter, Palmer Wenzel. The winning pitcher, it's Drew Holwager. Came on, get that final out in the top of the 5th, and then the lead came to the Range Riders in the bottom of the 5th. Of course, you cannot knock any of the other pitchers. Kyle, Holwager, Henry, Thomas, and Steinfort all pitching super solid on the mound. And as I look at the stats right now, congratulations to Drew Holwager, who gets his first professional win, a milestone in the young career of the Ohio native. On the other side, the loss will go to the man who gave up that 3-run homer on the last pitch that he threw. Wenzel takes it 4 2/3, 4 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks for the Sidewinder out of Texas, Austin. Save, Austin Steinfort's save. He got a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout to end up with the win in this, or with the save in this game for the closer. Steinfort gets his 3rd save of his season here for the Glacier Range Riders. His 3rd save of his professional career, of his career in general. He had no saves before this season, but coming into his own as one of the closing options for the Glacier Range Riders. Of course, there's not much farther to go on offense besides the bat of Brody Wofford. For the former Lake Erie Crusher as well as Georgia Gwinnett Grizzly, he had all 4 RBIs across. And as I'm waiting for my stats to load here, I'll tell you a little bit more of his line and of the line of some of the other players. Ben McConnell, what a night for him, as he had a 3-for-4 day, 2 runs scored, and a triple for him. Of course, Brody Wofford, 2 for 4. Check, check, check. Okay, well, we got you back. I don't know how much you lost from me there. Again, sorry for audio difficulties. Hope you didn't check out on us too much. I was just reading over all the players that had success today. Ben McConnell, a 3-for-4 night. Brody Wofford, 2 for 3. Eddie Mccabe, 2 for 4. On the other side, Cameron Wellman, 2 for 4. And, of course, that triple from Ben McConnell. He scored 2 out of the 4 runs for the Glacier Range Riders. That'll do it for me, Scott Gladstone. Thank you so much. Please join us tomorrow night, either at 7:05 here at the stadium or on the broadcast to catch another battle between the Paddleheads and the Glacier Range Riders. My name's Scott Gladstone. So excited to have you for another one tomorrow, and then 105 on Sunday. Please feel free to check the Glacier Range Riders social media page for all the post-game interviews. Again, I'm still thinking. I think we might have Drew Holwager, though, getting his first professional win. Not too shabby for the former Sailfish. I won't be right back. I'll be right back in a little under 24 hours. Please have a great rest of your night and stay safe out there. The Glacier Range Riders win 4-1.